It's nice.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, you're like, it was done. I'm like, no, it still says the same thing.
Where's Flynn? Is he coming? Oh, there he is. Pulls her up. No beverages on the dais. Kim, Rudy. Kim.
What are you doing? Put your water on. Ready? Should call water.
Yeah, let him gather. Okay. Take your seats.
I'd like to call the 7 p.m. work session meeting to order. Nancy, roll call.
Mr. Boonstra?
Here.
Mr. Lane?
Here.
Mr. Madigan?
Here.
Mr. Shanley?
Here.
And Mayor Melchione.
Here. Nancy, can I please have the reading of the open work session, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. This regular work session meeting of the Wyckoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. A copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. A copy has also been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the Township of Wyckoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Thank you, Nancy. Can you please confirm Finance Committee has reviewed and signed the vouchers?
As soon as Mr. Boonstra is
We're
done,
closing in on
Oh,
it.
we're closing
be
in.
almost ready.
All right, thank you. Can I have a motion to open the 10-minute public comment period, 10-minute public comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wyckoff?
So move. Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchione.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Sorry, any members of the public, please step forward to the microphone if you wish to make a comment and state your name.
Seeing and hearing no one, I move to close public comment.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchione.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
All right. Can I please have a motion to approve the promotion of Officer Michael Flynn to Sergeant?
Okay, it gives me great pleasure to make a motion to approve Michael Flynn as Sergeant.
And I proudly second that motion.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes?
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchione.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Thank you. Before we bring Sergeant Flynn up, just want to read a few words. Sergeant Flynn has been a member of the Wyckoff Police Department since July 2015. Since joining the department, he has taken on many responsibilities, primarily in the traffic division, where he assists in the day-to-day operations. In addition, Michael is trained and certified in at least 15 different areas, including drug recognition expert, traffic crash reconstruction, elder abuse, domestic violence, and document fraud for law enforcement. Michael has been the recipient of awards and commendations where he was recognized by Mothers Against Drunk Driving for his outstanding dedication and support in deterring impaired driving on New Jersey roads. In addition, he has received 2 letters of commendation from the from the Chief of Police for his actions in risking his life while assisting a neighboring town with a disturbed and armed individual, and the second for his response to a fire scene with attempted suicide. Michael has also received multiple letters of thanks from citizens who he has encountered over the years as a patrol officer. Michael graduated from the Essex County College Police Academy. He earned his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from John Jay College. Michael's training, education, and experience makes him an ideal sergeant for the Wyckoff Police Department. Now we're going to administer the oath.
You getting a call already?
Where's the Bible? Pete, get the Bible.
It's behind you.
Oh, yeah, the family Bible, okay.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Michael Flynn, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
and to the governments established in the United States and this state.
And to the governments established in this state.
And
What's
in
the
this-
other part?
and in this state.
And the state.
On the authority of the people,
Under the authority of the people.
so help me God.
So help me.
And I
And I, Michael Flynn,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties of office of sergeant,
and justly perform all the duties of the office of sergeant,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And that I will not use my office
And that I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment,
to grant preferential treatment,
nor to seek personal gain,
nor to seek personal gain,
favor, or advantage
favor, or advantage
not available to the public,
not available to the public.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Take a few pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
And you do need to actually sign the oath of office when you have a moment. After.
Congratulations.
Big grand.
Any family want to come up? Take some pictures?
Congratulations. Way to go.
Well done, Michael.
Let me get up there. Yeah, baby. All right. Congratulations.
Does Dave know not to leave?
Yeah.
Comments? Stay, please.
All right, we will get you out of here in a few minutes to go celebrate, but before we do, some of the township committee members have a few comments.
I'd just like to comment that as police commissioner last year, all candidates for sergeant were commendable, and it's a tribute to the caliber of the officers on our police force. Michael Flynn in particular, on the written portion of the promotional process, was most impressive. And on the oral interview portion, he also was impressive. Congratulations, well deserved, Mike.
Mike, as you know, I was on the police committee when we hired you. I think Kevin Rooney was there with me from the Township Committee, and you were impressive when we interviewed you to hire you, and it was a very good decision. And I've watched your career grow over these years. In fact, last year I was on the police committee as well, and I participated in the promotional process, which included scoring and an interview of yourself. You started in a field of 8 well-qualified candidates. We've hired some great cops in Wycliffe over the years, and you rose to the top. So this is a well-deserved promotion, and I'm really proud of you. Thank you.
Congratulations from the new guy here. Okay, all the best. Yeah.
Congratulations, Sergeant Flynn. We're happy to have you as a police officer for Wyckoff Police. I got to meet you when I was the police commissioner in 2020 during the pandemic. But I also am happy that my sons, who did the police academy, the junior police academy, got to meet you. And they had some kind words to say about you. So thank you for all you do, and congratulations.
Mike, congratulations again. I already said a few words. So, just before we leave, we just want to, since we have Chief Murphy here, a proclamation for him for becoming the president of the Bergen County Chiefs Association. So I'm just going to read this quickly and present it to the chief. Whereas David V. Murphy embarked on his law enforcement journey in 1992 as an auxiliary police officer in the borough of Glen Rock. And whereas in 1995, David commenced his tenure as a dispatcher in Wyckoff, subsequently transitioning to the role of police officer in 1996. And whereas David demonstrated exceptional dedication and competence, progressing through the ranks to serve as sergeant in 2006, lieutenant in 2009, and ultimately chief in 2016. Whereas David has been an integral part of the Township of Wyckoff's Office of Emergency Management since 2007. And whereas David's commitment extended to his role as investigator on the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Arson Task Force Major Crime Squad starting from 2011. And whereas David is recognized for his pivotal role in the reconstruction of the Wyckoff Police Department after the BCPO AG oversight. And whereas under David's leadership, the department achieved accreditation twice within the last decade, meeting the stringent standards of the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police. And whereas David and his team have successfully established and managed programs as the Junior Police Academy and Citizens Police Academy. And whereas in the previous year, David initiated the SLEO 3 program in all 5 K-8 Wyckoff public schools and the local parochial school, recreating and training 6 new special law enforcement officers. And whereas alongside his law enforcement career, David has served as a dedicated Wyckoff volunteer, firefighter for 31 years, ascending to the role of fire chief from 2007 to 2011. And whereas David's involvement extends to membership in the Bergen County Police Chiefs Association since assuming the role of Wyckoff's police chief in 2016. And whereas David's recent election as president of the Bergen County Police Chiefs Association is a testament to his outstanding leadership and accomplishments. And whereas David has received recipient of numerous awards, commendations, and letters of merit throughout his esteemed law enforcement career. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Township Committee of the Township of Wyckoff, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and the Township of Wyckoff, we hereby express sincere gratitude and extend heartfelt congratulations to Chief David V. Murphy for unwavering dedication and invaluable service to the Wyckoff Police Department, Volunteer Fire Department, and to the community at large, as we celebrate his installation as President of the Bergen County Police Chiefs Association.
Thank you, or hugs or something.
They already gave us a great day.
All right. To the town council and there's a new guy, Roger Lane. Thank you. I just want to thank you very much for this proclamation. Obviously, the 30-plus years in this township and everything, volunteerism and being part of this team and helping in decision-making, working together, has been a great honor. And it all leads to the end, which is where we're at now with this. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate your time. Thank you for making dinner the other evening and showing your support. Thank you for that. And this means a lot. So thank you very much for everything. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're gonna just take a brief recess if everyone wants to go out and celebrate, because the rest of the meeting is
It's boring.
I have no idea.
He's like Superman without the phone booth.
It was nice.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you? Good to see you. I know.
Hi, how are you? Roger Lane, pleasure to meet you too, Paul. Thank you so much, thank you, appreciate it.
See you later.
See you, Kevin. see anything. I'll see you later.
Yeah, wait a minute. No rush. We gotta move this table, do something with the photos. We keep getting squished into this corner. You know what I mean? Not that we take a lot of photos.
All right, Matt, can we have a review of the 8 p.m. business meeting agenda?
Sure. There are several resolutions on for this evening. One is our standard resolution for the computation of the reserve for uncollected taxes. The second one authorizes 3 properties for full tax exemption. These are disabled veterans. Thank to them for their service to our country, and they'll be canceled for the 2023 rolls. The next one is a resolution that we pass every year, authorizes Lieutenant Joe Soto as the representative to the Bergen County Communications Advisory Board. 119 authorizes our shared service renewal of our shared service agreement for the Employee Assistance Program through the County of Bergen. 121 authorizes our interlocal agreement for the Waldwick Well Baby Clinic, and both 19 and 21 have both been approved and recommended to the Township Committee for approval by the Board of Health. 123 authorizes application for the 2024 through 2026 Spotted Lantern Fly Treatment Reimbursement Program. 124, 25, 26, 27, and 28 authorize affordability assistance grants to Christian Health for the renovation of Evergreen Court, units 1, 4, 5, 6, and 14. This money comes from our Affordable Housing Trust Fund under our rehabilitation obligation. And 129 authorized the rejection of the bids received for contract 2023-15, which was the supply, delivery, and installation of the brick veneer pole barn. Bid specs to be revised. They came in over budget and over estimate. We have one ordinance for introduction, which is to modify our construction code fees to be more in line with, again, the towns around us. As you may recall, construction department is somewhat like a utility, but not a utility, where the fees are all user-based. So we need to make sure that the fees that we collect offset the costs that we have, and cost of inspections are going up. Just to retain inspectors, the cost, the salaries of our inspectors has risen drastically over the years. So we did amend it last year. We will be amending it this year so that we can include this increase in our projections for our 2024 municipal budget. We have a motion for a new firefighter at company number 3, a motion for signage at Christian Health, and a motion to confirm the appointment of Mr. Lawrence Berger to the Recreation Advisory Board to complete the unexpired term of Mr. David Eschen, who passed away earlier, or I should say, late last year. We have 4 ordinances, I believe, 3 ordinances for public hearing and final consideration. The first is an ordinance to amend and set our sewer fee for 2024. The second is to amend our claims approval process for the payment of bills. And the third one is to amend our salary ordinance, specifically having to do with our snow shovelers and our snow plow driver, our part-time snow plow drivers. And moving on to some policy and some administrative updates. The Ridgewood raw water main project to the Ames tank. The contract has been signed. That project is, Ridgewood is replacing a water main along Carlton Road from Weymouth Drive to Hartung Drive by the Ames well field. The contractor is Sugar Property Services. They were awarded the contract. The pre-construction meeting was held on January 3rd. Sugar is scheduled to begin work near the Ames well field yesterday. Notices were hand-delivered to the residences last week, advising them of the work. Sugar is coordinating with our police department for traffic control and should have placed a digital construction advisory sign on the well field advising people of the work. And they will be using a portion of the well field property for storing of the materials. A contract has been signed for the new lease on the sports lighting pole with Dish Network. We finally worked out the final exceptions that needed to be worked out, and I would expect that work, I know they've already submitted for a building permit, so hopefully within the next couple months they will begin installing their equipment on that pole so that we can start collecting revenue. Pre-construction has occurred for the improvements to Grandview Avenue. This work includes the reprofiling of Grandview Avenue from Lowy Place to 500 feet south of Fox Hollow Road, including the replacement of curbs, sidewalk, and driveway aprons. Also, the reprofiling of Grandview Ave from 500 feet south of Fox Hollow Road to 335 feet south of Fox Hollow Road, including the replacement of curb, sidewalk, and driveway aprons. This also is the milling of Grandview Avenue in that same area from 427 Grandview Ave to Wyckoff Avenue. Includes some spot curb replacement, some sidewalk replacement, and minor drainage improvements, and the reconstruction of all the non-compliant ADA ramps. And then they'll be milling and resurfacing, as I said, from 427 Grandview to Wyckoff Avenue. The project is set to start after the school year ends and should be completed by August 30th, has to be completed by August 30th. And a notice to proceed to get all their materials in order was issued on January 22nd. And this is a full project that is funded completely, except for the engineering work, by NJDOT grants that we received over 2 years. The county has been installing a new footbridge on Russell Avenue on the Ridgewood Water property between Wyckoff Ave and Stony Brook Lane. The new footbridge has been set. The sidewalks have been set. The old footbridge bridge has been removed. And in the upcoming weeks, river rock will be added to the banks near the footbridge for bank stabilization there. Ridgewood Water has finished identifying the lead service lines in Wyckoff. I'm pleased to report that Wyckoff only has 20 that need to be replaced. More information on that is to come at a future meeting. We're still meeting with Ridgewood to figure out how that project is going to move forward. But I would expect at the next meeting that we will have further discussion and possibly some action that needs to be taken with regard to that. We are currently working on ordinances for tree removal and replacement and to regulate the storage of salt, bulk storage of salt on private property. These are both required to be adopted by the NJDEP for our MS4 permit, our municipal separate stormwater permit. We have to adopt them by May 1. We're currently out to bid for our K-5 and 6 to 8, grade 6 to 8 summer camp programs. Bids are due back on Thursday. Our staff is currently working with the grant writer for several grant applications, and probably as soon as the next meeting there'll be some resolutions authorizing the submission of those grants. And the staff and the finance committee have been meeting several times on the budget. We'll be meeting again later this week. There are several increases that we need to account for. Some noticeable ones are our insurance, which is being felt nationwide, and minimum wage increases that we have to account for. And that is all I have on my administrator's report.
Thank you, Matt. Township committee reports. Tim, you want to start?
Sure, I'll start. Happy to report that the Ramapo Indian Hills Board at their meeting voted to retain SLEO officers for the 2 high schools, which is their special law enforcement officers who will have arms in case there's an attack that comes to one of the schools. They're similar to the officers that are in all the Wyckoff schools right now. And it's important because if they didn't do this, they would have been a soft target, because if somebody was looking to do evil to a school, they would look which schools don't have, an officer in there. So I'm happy to report Ramapo and Indian Hills will have a SLEO officer. It's still, and I want to thank Mariana Emelo. I had a conversation with her afterwards to get a little bit more details on it. They're trying to make sure they have the money for it. They're going to get them in there as soon as possible, but they still also have to retain them, and the police chiefs have to be involved. So they're going to try to do this as soon as possible, and thank you, Mariana, for having that conversation with me. And I want to thank Tom Bedansky and Brian DeLeet, who also had conversations with me. So thank you. I'm happy you're moving forward with the SLEO officers. I think it's a great thing, and that's great. Thank you. I want to also report as a fire commissioner that the fire department is going to have their inspections on March 1st, Friday night, at each of the firehouses for all their fire inspections. And their dinner is going to be at Macaluso's on the 2nd of March. So it should be a good time, but I want to just thank the fire department for all they do and all the calls they go on and they make us safe. So thank you so much to the volunteer fire department. And last thing, for the volunteer ambulance corps, we are going to have a meeting with Franklin Lakes coming up next Monday, because Franklin Lakes is in the position of wanting to bill for their inspection, for their ambulance calls, and we need to discuss it with them because that impacts Wyckoff volunteer, because if they go, they're opposed to it. So we're going to have a meeting and see if we can work something out. Okay?
At their request.
At their request. So thank you. I have nothing further.
All right, thank you, Tim. Rudy, you want to go next?
Sure. I received a call yesterday. This is kind of hot off the presses. I received a call yesterday from Rich Miller, who is the chairperson of the Bergen County Board of Elections, informing me that the Larkin House is too small for early voting. Now, as we all know, we host the early voting at the Larkin House on Godwin Ave, and they are looking to add more voting machines, especially for 2024 for the early voting. They expect there will be more activity, obviously, and it has gotten too small, and if we had another location. So I reached out to Matt and to Nancy, and they were good enough to meet with me yesterday afternoon, and we went over it, and we kind of concluded that the only place we might be able to host them would be, we thought of the churches, but ruled the 2 churches out because of the Sunday voting, which isn't going to work. Mm-hmm. So we looked to the Schottmeyer room at the library, and Nancy called Laura, and surprisingly, on the dates that we need, there was nothing booked in the Schottmeyer room. So we discussed it, and Laura said she would check with her board. So it looks like that's the direction we're going to go. I called Rich Miller back and informed him of that, and he thought he was familiar with the Schottmeyer room. He thought that would be fine. I guess they'll send a team up to inspect it just to make sure. Nancy will arrange for that. And it looks like that's the direction we're going. So the voting this year, anyway, will be at the library, the early voting, not at the Larkin House. Now, Nancy informs me just a little while ago that Laura reached out to her board, and they are okay with it. So it looks like the whole thing's a go, unless for some reason the county doesn't like it, but it seems to be a perfect place to do it. Okay, I just quickly, the crowd is gone, but congratulations to Roger on his appointment to the Township Committee, welcome, and to Officer Flynn on his promotion to sergeant. Now they've all left as well, so. But I have a couple of questions on two of the reports. I'll come back to it at the end, if you want me to do that.
Good.
Okay.
Okay? Roger.
Okay. Well, it's been a heck of a week. First, I'd like to thank Mayor Pete, if I can call you that. He gave me a tour of the Borough Hall, and I got to get introduced to all of the folks down there. And Matt, appreciate your help, and Nancy. Last night, I attended the K through 8 school board meeting. Not that many people from the public, but one thing that they raved about was the SLEO officers. It's just working out tremendously well. They're extremely happy, and so are all the parents. They also were talking about how they met with some people from St. Elizabeth's as well, because they have an officer too. And that board is running extremely well. And the officers that I've run into, particularly Tony from Coolidge School, is just a great guy, and it's just a tremendous asset to protect the kids. This morning, I went to the DPW it's one of the committees that I have, again with Pete, and thank you, Pete, for taking the time. And it was bringing back some memories from many years ago when I was involved in redoing a Department of Public Works in the borough of New Milford. So, you know, as many things that have changed, a lot of things are still the same. And there's so many things that are already in the works that all you fine gentlemen have already approved. You know, it certainly this year makes my job easy because of the things that are done already. So thank you. And I just literally attended my first Shade Tree Commission meeting, and that seems to be more exciting than I thought it might be. So we're gonna have some interesting discussions with regard to ordinances, fees, et cetera, et cetera. So that's it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Tom?
I have a couple of things. I just wanted to go back a couple of weeks. I was able to attend the celebration dinner for Dave Murphy, which was very nice when he was installed as president of the Police Chiefs Association. And it was a very nice event. A lot of people there, a lot of people from Wyckoff, and it was just a nice tribute to Dave and all the folks that were there. The day before, I had attended the YMCA annual meeting over at the Y. This afternoon, 5 o'clock, I was at the ribbon cutting ceremony at Perspire Sauna Studio over at Cedar Hill, and with members of the chamber, along with Mayor Pete and Roger Lane. And it was a nice event, and good luck, and we wish them much success. There's a budget meeting, I think Matt alluded to, that we're still working on budget. We have several meetings to go, but there's a meeting coming up this Thursday. And I just want to take the opportunity to recognize Mariana Emelo, who is sitting with us this evening in the audience. She's from Rampo Indian Hills High School Board of Ed. And I know she's the liaison to the Township Committee. And I would just like to thank her for her service and for attending this night's meeting. Thank you, Mariana.
Thank you, Tom. First, I want to welcome Roger to your first official meeting here.
Thank you.
It was a busy 2 weeks since our last meeting with the appointment and a lot of other stuff going around town. We had 2 grand openings, Cabinet Plus on Wyckoff Ave and Perspire Sauna, which was earlier this evening in Cedar Hill Shopping Center. We welcome both of those new businesses to town. Matt and I attended a District 40 mayor's meeting last week or the week before. It was very informative. We met with our District 40 representatives, and they are going to try to help us here in District 40 with anything they could do from us down from Trenton. I attended the YMCA annual installation swearing in. We swore in some new officers and directors to the Y board. And also later that afternoon, attended a dedication to the Patriot Club at the Lake House. It's a new spot for members of the Y that are veterans. We've had budget, we had facility meetings. Was able to attend the Wear Red annual photo this year here in the courtroom. Picture came out great. And then lastly, we gave Dave the proclamation for president of the Bergen County Chief Police Association, and so well deserved. There was a great ceremony and a great dinner for that event, and that's all I have.
Mr. Mayor, I just have one further
Yeah.
item. I just wanted to also congratulate one of our employees, Fran Piscaldo, our deputy CFO, for passing the CMFO exam and being now a certified municipal finance officer
that's great.
here in the state.
Thank you for the reminder, Matt.
That's great.
And Mayor, I have one thing to add, because I forgot that I didn't talk about the zoning board, because that happened in January. The zoning board appointed Mark Borst as the chairman, Eric Rubenacker as the vice chair, and they appointed Tom Garlick as their attorney. So
Thank you.
just want to give them the kudos. And thank you, Mariana, for your service on the Ramapo Indian Hills Board, and thank you for coming to this meeting.
Two quick things.
Yep.
Matt, regarding the footbridge on Russell Ave,
Yes.
and this is for you and Roger. They took a number of trees down there when they began that project, and maybe you could put on the Shade Tree Commission agenda coming up that we replace some of those trees out of Russell Farms.
So we've already talked to Ridgewood Water about that.
Okay.
They are, and the county, and there will be landscaping done on that property.
Okay.
From that. We've
Okay.
offered the trees out of Russell Farms. I know they've already, I believe the county already paid for trees too.
Okay.
So there will be plantings going back on that property, but not until the spring.
No, I'm not, I'm just saying we should,
Yep.
we have trees available if they, but that, that would be shade tree.
Yep.
Thank you, Rudy.
The other thing is, just curiously, Tim, regarding the SLEO 3 officers, for that would be one from Franklin Lakes and one from Oakland, I guess, right?
Yeah, it seems that way. I talked to Dave Murphy, and he said, yeah, he learned about it just about that time. And I brought it up to Mariana. That it would be helpful to bring it to Dave's attention, just in case, just so he knows what's happening in case
Yeah.
he needs to be involved.
Yeah.
So he does know what's happening. So I'm sure he'll talk to Franklin Lakes and
Yeah.
he'll talk to Oakland, because they're part of the district.
Yeah, well,
of the
that's those
Ramapo,
are the towns that the schools
yeah,
reside in.
exactly.
That's why,
So
that's why I
because
kinda
Franklin
assumed
Lakes
that.
is in Ramapo is in Franklin Lakes. Although there's some land on the fields is in Wyckoff.
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah.
But the building is in it of itself is in Franklin Lakes. It would probably be through Franklin Lakes, and all of Indian Hills is in Oakland. So the Oakland police chief would probably be involved.
okay,
So,
Thank
but
you.
I'm sure it's in the works.
that's all I,
Just a quick comment on that, Rudy, because it just brings to mind, and Mariana, good to see you. I'm thinking of the size of both of those campuses, right? So if you have 3 towns involved, maybe, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but maybe if there was a potential way to have 2 officers at each high school because of the size of it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a huge building, both of them, and a lot of areas that, may need extra security or what have you. Just a thought, think it out of the box, that's all.
Yeah, and Wyckoff has police officers that go there on a regular basis
Got
as
it.
well.
Okay.
Okay, attorney's report.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate Roger Lane, well-deserved. And with that, I want to commend the whole Township Committee, because there were legal procedures, timelines, you met them efficiently, and there was real collaboration and came to a consensus, and I think this whole township appreciate that. You appointed a well-deserved person, and I also just appreciate, I know the rest of the town, that you got to this in an efficient manner and worked together on, so thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Second.
You can do it.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
We got 15 minutes before